Dechrau, y thema gyntaf yn y prynawn yma, felly yw thema'r sgiliau bywyd yn y cwricwlwm, gan gynnwys cyllid, gwleidyddiaeth ag addysg amrywiol, a dwi'n galw ar Jonathan Dawes i gyflwyno yn gyntaf. Jonathan Dawes.
Diolch llawydd. So, good afternoon everyone. So, my name is Jonathan Dawes and I am the Member of Welsh Youth Parliament for the Vale of Clwyd. It is my absolute pleasure today to talk to you about an issue that affects us all in this room and people across Wales. This is the issue of life skills in the curriculum. I am extremely passionate about this issue and I believe it's extremely important, and I hope you all vote for it today as one of your top 3. The role of education in society is to prepare young people for what's ahead. This is to teach them the skills that will help them succeed as much as they can in the future to the best of their potential. Many of you across this chamber, young people which voted for us to be here, will believe that the current curriculum doesn't meet this. So my proposal to you today is that we reform a subject to meet the needs of young people. This subject, after being reformed, will teach valuable life skills, the Constitution, politics, paying bills. This, I believe, can be done to the Welsh Baccalaureate qualification. The current Welsh Baccalaureate qualification, I believe, is dated. I have done various surveys as part of a task to change the Welsh Baccalaureate qualification, and my results back this up. It includes units that will never help us in later life, that I'm sure people who have took GCSE Welsh Bac or A-level Welsh Bac, in some cases in this chamber, will probably agree. So, in my hand, I hold a brand new syllabus. This is a vibrant syllabus that has been put together on a cross-party basis, working with all parties in the Senedd, creating a new syllabus that will help change the qualification and make it more suitable for young people across Wales. So again, this was put together on a cross-party basis with education professionals and students. Using this and our collective experience, as a youth parliament, we have a real opportunity to make a difference to young people across Wales, teach them these skills, prepare them for the future. We could leave an extremely positive legacy. Thank you very much for listening to this, and I hope you all vote for life skills at the end of the day. Diolch.
Diolch. Siaradwr nesaf yw Eleanor Lewis.
Our next speaker is Eleanor Lewis. How do you do? My name is Eleanor, and today I want to speak about life skills in the curriculum. And I do think that we need to ask ourselves, well, what is school? I've spent over 10 years still going to school, and I still can't answer that question. When I ask someone how to look after myself, buy a home, or make an application for a loan, I don't know possibilities of credit cards or going into the workplace. Yes, we did learn some important factors in mathematics and so on. So what is school? Clearly, we need to learn to do maths, read and write, and that's fair, but in a modern world, having life skills is crucial if we are to meet the challenges of everyday life. Changes in global economies over the past 5 years have led to a transformation in technology, and all of these have an impact on education, the workforce and home life. In order to deal with modern life, we need new life skills such as the ability to deal with all sorts of issues. Now, the majority of us don't even know how bills work, for example. We need to ask ourselves, does personal education help us to learn, or does it only thrust information down our throats? As this isn't currently appropriate, and with more young people, what will we make of the assessment? So it's no surprise when so many students learn school who are emotionally anorexic. Now, if suicide is most prevalent for those between 16 and 24, and the predictor of emotional health and success, then why don't we learn how to deal with strain? What about depression? You'll know the skills that you need in order to deal with all sorts of issues. I would like to say that there's a difference between those who are smart and those who score best, and that is fundamentally true of our education system. Our next contributor is Maisie Evans. Prynawn da, siwmai. Maisie Evans ydw I yn cynrychioli ardal Torfaen. Hoffwn gychwyn gan ddiolch I bawb a fy nghefnogodd I ar hyd fy nhaith I o ddod yn aelod o Senedd Ieuenctid yma a sefyll yma gyda chi heddiw. Yn ferch 15 oed, rwy'n awyddus iawn I weithio'n agos ato dros y 2 mlynedd nesaf mwyn dylanwadu newidiadau arwyddocaol sydd ymwneud â pholisïau Cymru. Hoffai'ch darbwyllo chi mae sgiliau bywyd yn y cwricwlwm gan gynnwys ariannu addysg gwleidyddol ac addysg criwiol yw'r mater y dylech chi bleidleisio drosto heddiw. If our young people were taught the most significant topics, we would rapidly notice a substantial difference in our communities. With votes of 16 on the horizon, young people should learn to confidently research political matters and educate themselves. Young people could learn to cook, use washing machines and irons, have safer sex, calculate their expenses and use their money wisely. Currently, it is evident that many young people lack this fundamental ability. Soon, our country's curriculum will be reformed by Professor Donaldson, and who knows how successful it will be? Well, let me tell you, it will not be successful unless we educate Wales's youngest generation on totally essential topics. Part of the new curriculum aims to concentrate on preparing ethically informed citizens. Tell me, is someone who's unable to follow a political party ethically informed? Tell me, is someone who's unable to calculate their own taxes ethically informed? Please, tell me whether you are ethically informed. I doubt many are, and as a nation, we should feel ashamed that we are failing to produce and prepare politically active inhabitants. For years, we've watched people leave our education system clueless, and that saddens me. We must put an end to this. We must, as Wales's first ever youth parliament, put an end to this vast societal flaw.
Diolch. Lloyd Mann. Thank you. Lloyd Mann.
Good afternoon, everyone. Curriculum change is needed, and I'm happy to say it has already started. But sorting through the Welsh Government's several documents has not assured me of anything. The Welsh Youth Parliament should have a say in what is included in this new curriculum, and the way we will do this is by placing it as one of our priorities. Through education, through the curriculum, we can add in things that are so vital yet missing in some or all of our schools. Making sure that people know how to vote, buy a house and pay their bills are simple but so important things. On the topic of voting, the Assembly has been discussing lowering the vote to 16. That's all well and good, but it falls upon the curriculum to ensure that everyone knows not just how to vote, but how to use their vote effectively. And on yet another topic, what about the rise in cyberbullying and people not even feeling comfortable in their own body? Through education, we can reinforce people's confidence. And when I talk about the curriculum, I don't just mean secondary school. I mean the first moment a child steps into primary school, because that is when the curriculum can make a lasting change. So what should be done? Adding in political education, perhaps as its own lesson or integrated into PSE. Making sure there are lessons on understanding emotions, especially during secondary school. But we can only assure these things are done if we choose to make that change, to choose it as one of our priorities. Doing that would make sure that this new curriculum would create the, to quote, ethical, informed citizens that it promises to. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Ellie Murphy.
Hello, my name is Ellie Murphy. I am a 15-year-old gypsy traveller from Pembroke. The issues I want to discuss is life skill in the curriculum. I went to a mainstream secondary school but left as the lessons wasn't suitable for my culture. My culture believes we should not attend PSE lessons as they are not appropriate to our beliefs. We believe that our parents should teach us this at home. I now go to the Priory Project, which is a small school of young gypsy travellers. Even though I go to this school now, I would like to attend English and Maths in a mainstream school. In my opinion, I think all cultures should be treated equally, as some have more rights than others. Schools should respect cultural traditions. For example, say someone died in our family or someone we knew, we would go and sit up. This means we would stay awake all night with our family and sleep in the day until their funeral. We would do this to show our respect. Also, the boys in the family would go out to work with their fathers, so they would miss school. But gypsy travellers only have to access school 3 days a week. If you miss school for any reason, schools don't understand and they will still give you a fine because you haven't been in. I would like to see schools learning more about different cultures and different ways they live and what they do. In the Priory Project, we celebrate our culture with other pupils and groups, so we are not seen as different to the rest. They respect our culture. It's not like this in a mainstream school, as it's so big, and this can cause exclusion and bullying. I would like to see cultures being treated equally. I believe that education is more inclusive now, but there is still more that needs to be done. Gypsy travellers have become more integrated, but this does not mean that I want to forget my culture, beliefs and morals. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker is Harrison James Gardner.
Hello, my name is Harrison Gardner and I'm the Welsh Youth Parliament for Clwyd West. Our society is built on knowledge, understanding and capability. However, there is still room for improvement and we must continue to strive towards creating a greater society and do so by further enhancing these three matters. However, this isn't easily achievable while our curriculum teaches unnecessary information that is later discarded as it has no relevancy for the future. In order to achieve a greater society, we must put an end to the teaching of unnecessary and forgettable information in our curriculum that simply is not beneficial in everyday life and instead replace them with meaningful life skills. More specifically, the teaching of finance, consisting of money management, efficient budgeting, tax paying, etc. And finance is a key part of our society. Everybody will need finance in their lives. Therefore, this is of utmost importance, as far too many students are missing out on financial education and are subsequently worse off economically in the future. We have the opportunity to make that change. By adding finance to the curriculum, Wales will see vast economic and social improvements. Due to greater economic knowledge, the general populace will be far more economically efficient, meaning that they will be far more capable of budgeting and saving, resulting in higher spending power that would increase the standards of living and also greatly benefit business, which would lead to an increase in employment. The general populace would also be more economically intellectual, meaning that they would have a greater understanding of which taxes they must pay and how to pay them, which would result in greater tax revenue, allowing us to put more funding into the services that are currently in dire need of funding, such as our NHS. Finally, the general populace would be far more economically independent due to best budgeting skills, resulting in fewer of the population being forced to rely upon benefits to make ends meet, which would in turn allow the government once again to further increase spending in other areas or cut taxes, further increasing spending power. As a Welsh Youth Parliament, by ensuring reform takes place in our education system, we won't only be working towards creating a better environment for the youth, we will also be building them a better and brighter future. Thank you.
Thank you. Those are the formal contributions for this session and section. Do we have any? Yes, we have many further contributions to be made. The first hand was at the back, yes.
I will say about Welsh Back, it's completely useless. There aren't any qualified teachers. They can't teach it, and because it's not being taught well, students mess around, nothing gets done. And I agree, Welsh Back should be scrapped. That was the main topic of my speech. But what I will say also about introducing some of these life skills, they would be useful, but at the same time, you need to tailor the education to everyone. I think talking about how the... Sorry, 1 second.
Take your time.
Sorry. I'm lost train of thought now.
Would you like us to come back to you?
Yes, please.
Yes, that's fine. I'll come back to you. I'll take a comment for now. Yeah.
Well, mae ddau beth swn i rili licio
Well, there are two things that I would like to echo. One, going back to the back, as you just said, I do see that there is some benefit to the back, but it's not delivering its full potential at the moment. I'm doing A-level at the moment, and I'm looking into two jobs that I might like, and then thinking about rent and the cost of living. So there are things that you're covering. You will see that developing when you get to GCSE level. So there is a point to it, but I do agree that when I was doing it as GCSE, it was more about messing about in the lesson. It wasn't being taught properly. So there's a lot of potential there that's not being delivered. The second point I want to make here is with sex education. A lot of you have referred to that in your speeches. We need far more of that. The only sex education we had, what the sperm was, what the egg was, there you go, there's a baby. That's what sex education was. There was nothing else. We need to improve that. Even when you're in primary school, you need lessons on consent. You need lessons on treating people correctly. And then you need to go into more detail at an older age. We need far more sex education, especially in LGBT groups. We need far more of that in the curriculum. Who else wants to contribute? Okay, we'll take one here.
Well, gyda'r curriculum newydd, rhaid roi gwybod
with the new curriculum, we need to inform pupils what the changes are, and the government must also listen to what pupils have to say as the curriculum develops. Thank you. Back there.
I think it's really important that we sort out life skills and things like Welsh Back, but I think
the problem that needs sorting before we look at this is that Wales' education system needs to make their mind up in terms of there's been so much change over the years. Over the last few years, WJC has changed their curriculum, so loads of new textbooks have been coming out, and that affected GCSEs because many books went out in time for exams. And now, in the coming years, we've heard, as Maisie said, about Donaldson and his new thematic system of education. I think there's just so much change. I think we really need to work on getting one system that works and sticking to it so there's clarity, and then focus on things such as Welsh back and life skills.
Okay, Anna.
Mae'n amhosib cael democratiaeth sy'n gweithio yn iawn os yw pobl ddim yn gwybod be'n yn pleidleisio am neu beth sy'n digwydd yn y system. Yn bersonol, dyn ni cael gwersi am wleidyddiaeth, yn enwedig os yw'r oedran pleidleisio yn cael ei ostwng i
politics, and I think we need that, particularly if the voting age is reduced to 16. I think it should, but I think everyone needs political education. We must also be careful that teachers aren't biased, so we must work that out, but I do think this is crucially important for our democracy.
Okay. For now,
okay, we have one here, one there.
I'm going to have to draw this section to a close, and I'm going to take two final comments, so the first to catch my eye, and then we need to move on. The Assembly members upstairs at lunchtime told me that I was far too lenient in allowing you all to contribute, and they want me to be as lenient next week with them. So they've spotted that I was too lenient this morning, so I won't be able to be as lenient this afternoon. Felly, sylw fan hyn ag I ni.
Comment here and then a concluding comment. Two things very briefly. I'm going to have to disagree with most of you saying that you want to get rid of the Welsh back, because that's the only thing that makes it different to the rest of the UK. Everyone does Duke of Edinburgh, everyone does music exams, but it's the Welsh back that makes us unique. It's the thing that makes us different to the other nations of the UK. And I think if the Welsh back delivers its full potential, then it would be very beneficial for us as pupils. And the second thing, similar to what you said, Evan, we all have PSE lessons in school, but we're not taught enough about contemporary issues such as politics and sex education. We need to bring more of this into our education, because politics is only offered in the sixth form. And if we want to bring the voting age down, and if we want greater awareness and greater support for politics, then it needs to be taught. It needs to be welcomed in year 7 and then developed gradually throughout the school career. Did you have a comment?
A huge amount of people extra life skills would help. It would give every child the chance to succeed. It would give the children who maybe struggle with exams and struggle with tests and struggle with the work in school the chance to show off their skills and in jobs, and they could be getting jobs done.
Rhys, do you want to finish your point?
I was going to say about teaching us, being taught about teaching us things that aren't necessarily useful. Lots of young people currently don't know what they want to be, so the education system needs to be tailored for lots of different needs. And also, particularly in the sciences, I find, as I see things and I think, I don't know why I need to use it, but I still find it interesting. And I think if you find it interesting, you'll work harder rather than just if you need it, but you don't enjoy it.